Namaste. My name is Radhika Bharatram. I love the work that I do and have had the opportunity to have various careers. From working with my father in his business from the age of 18 to becoming a professional ceramic artist to now working in the education and development sector. I have thoroughly enjoyed my career journey, which has been so varied. Apart from working, I make sure I take out time for myself by learning music, and the other one is by running half marathons. As a young girl, I was brought up to appreciate the importance of contributing by my parents, and this got reinforced when I got married into a family which is known for their philanthropic work. My journey with the development sector started about 12 years ago when I joined the Delhi Craft Council as a volunteer. I think that was my stepping stone into the world of volunteering. It didn't really matter where you came from, you had to work hard and prove yourself. My interaction with the craftsmen gave me an insight into the challenges that are faced by them and how powerful our work was. We were changing lives for the better and coming up with solutions with the craftsmen and making sure they were equal partners. It was here that I actually learned what it meant to give time to a cause and how important it is to empathize and look at someone else's circumstances from their point of view. Without empathy, you cannot empower people to take charge of their own life. As the famous saying goes, self reliance is the only road to true freedom. Along the way, I got the chance to work with Blind Relief Association Delhi. About 62 million people in India live with some degree of visual impairment and are seen by most through a lens of sympathy. However, our work at the association revolves around providing the visually impaired with the right kind of recognition and opportunity in an inclusive environment. Instead of simply integrating persons with visual disability in a mainstream setting, for me, inclusion is about bringing changes in policy, practices, and the attitudes so that such people achieve integration on their own terms. I believe that nothing is impossible. And at the Blind Relief Association, we create several opportunities for the visually impaired to live a fulfilling life. Possibilities is our mantra. I started my journey in the educational sector in 2003. I was mentored by my mother in law and the founder of the Sri Ram Schools. Having been married into a family that firmly believes in an inherent value system, I learned from her the need for creating a school which provides holistic education that really contributes to the overall development of a child's intellectual, emotional, social, physical, artistic, creative, spiritual potential, with a deep, deep focus on values. The space of education is not only rewarding, but it's a huge responsibility too. It gives us a chance to shape the future of our country, and the best part about education is that it's never static. Education needs to be constantly upgraded, reinvented, and that learning is an infinite and continuous process. We as educators are on a constant learning curve. I also believe that education should never be the right of the only the elite. And through the SRF Foundation, we make progressive education accessible to children in rural parts of our country. I'm a health freak and a strong advocate of women's health and a firm believer that a woman is the strongest pillar that holds a home together. Every gesture, every step in my journey with CAPIT, which works on cervical cancer, has been extremely valuable and fulfilling. as we continue to build on our resolve to mitigate the risk of cervical cancer, which is one of India's many healthcare ironies. The irony is that despite cervical cancer being the only 100% preventable cancer, it is the largest killer of women in our country. With greater awareness and screening camps, it is possible to mitigate the damage done by this continuously exploding bomb, and if not completely dismantle it. I'm also fortunate to be associated with the CII Foundation Women Exemplar program for almost 7 years, where I get to meet and work with these phenomenal, inspirational women from remote parts of our country. These women are redefining India and making every effort to change their own circumstances as well as touch the lives of others in the process. My journey with these institutions has inspired me to start my own foundation, and our first program is the Karma Fellowship. I believe education is the only way to challenge gender discrimination. When women are educated, they will have the voice and the choice to live their life on their own terms. In my view, education equates opportunity and empowerment. There haven't been enough opportunities given to deserving girls in our country, especially from economic weaker society for higher education. I have always believed that education, when used as a transformational force, can drastically improve lives. It is more than a process of acquiring knowledge. I believe in its power to provide hope, build resilience, and unleash possibilities that propels human, economic, and social development. Through the Karma Fellowship, we endeavor to equip future women leaders through the key pillars of higher education, mentoring, community perspective, internships, and life skills. With a carefully developed curriculum, the fellowship will work with capable young women from less privileged backgrounds in tandem with their pursuit of formal college degrees. This is done with the intent to widen their thoughts, enable professional dreams, and enhance employability in order to enrich their role in their spheres and beyond. Our goal is that these girls gain financial independence, they become leaders in their own right, and really also to give them a platform where they are at par with girls who come from a more privileged background. So that's my journey of last 20 odd years. As for challenges, there have been many and continue to present themselves in different ways. But that doesn't stop me from doing what I have envisioned. I think the key challenge for me, much like a lot of other women, is how to provide ample time to each of my endeavors and especially my family. There are so many areas I would like to contribute in, but time and resources is always at a premium. Leadership to me is about empowering others to make a chosen vision a reality. As a leader, we need to create a culture where people can speak and contribute freely, as well as create a strong, value driven environment where each and every member of the team feels empowered. It is very important that we, as women leaders, need to start breaking through the shackles of gender inequality, not only for ourselves, but for other women too. At the end of the day, a woman leader needs to judge herself on how she has changed mindsets and systems to allow more women to flourish in their chosen fields. My success mantra is that we women need to be open to taking a chance on ourselves. Even if one fails, It's a powerful way of adding to your growth. And these are the experiences that make your life more enriched in the long run. While the COVID-19 pandemic has exposed some ingrained social issues such as poverty and inequality, it has also taught us a new way of function. We are grateful that technology enabled us to continue our work. A lot has and will change post COVID. Education as we knew it will change. The role of an educator will be redefined. Knowledge is available to all, but not accessible to all thanks to the digital divide. How we as educators and society will address this digital divide will define the growth of our children. It's all about how we use this opportunity to accelerate growth in education for all, irrespective of their income levels. I do believe that a hybrid way of learning will be the new norm. Maybe this pandemic will actually be the cause for transformation in the way children all around the world will be able to access high quality education. I have learned many lessons along the way. The first one being that you can't wait for the right time to do some things. You must make time, take the bull by the horns, and get into the action mode. Also, that challenges faced by women all over the world are the same. We are all trying to break the glass ceiling in our own little way, whether it's at home, at work, or in the society as a large. Another one for me is that never be afraid to say, I don't know to your team. You don't need to be a guru, and try to have people even more knowledgeable below you. Um, Regardless of your profession, you can continue to learn something new. Being a lifelong learner is probably the best gift you can give to yourself and to your team. The moment you think you know it all, you are doing the greatest disservice to yourself and to your organization. For people who are entering the development sector, don't come up with poor solutions for poor people and take away their dignity. Make them equal partners as you enable them to change their life. And you need to be a very, very good listener. To sum up my journey, all these institutions have given me far more than what I have given to them. They have humbled me, inspired me. They make me shine, even though the teams that work at these institutions do the real hard work. They have provided me with the opportunity to write my own history, my story. It is exciting when you are the author, the director, and a supporting actor of your story. It's challenging, but extremely rewarding when you see it as a spectator through the lens of people that you affect and the community you are able to support. I believe that the world will be a better place when women will have the courage to define their own futures. We should never be scared to take up challenges or take a chance on ourselves or ask for help. In the end, let us all have the drive to create our own story, our own history. Thank you so much.